much all of you don't know me. So I am Jessica, and I'm blessed to not only be the maid of honor, but Miranda's best friend. Courtney's gonna kick me for saying that, but I am the best friend, so ha! 4 years ago, Miranda and I found ourselves on a medical missions trip to Guatemala, and by day 2, the two of us were completely inseparable. Like, we did everything together. My phone is full of pictures of the two of us. And I personally am a firm believer that we're designed to meet certain people in our lives. And I know that Miranda is one of my people. Her gentle, go-with-the-flow attitude and loving spirit are often a very grating reminder to how overly precise and painstakingly detailed I can be. You can ask her about the trip we just got back from Colorado. My list was good. Now at the time of the missions trip, we were two 22-year-old girls. I was very much single, and Miranda would be not long after we got back. And in case you haven't been around any young, single Christian women recently, there's generally one topic we love to talk about. Does anybody have any guesses of what that topic is? It's boys! No one said boys. Boys! Yeah, thank you. We talked about boys a lot, and I mean like a lot. Dreams of the men we would meet, the ones who would completely sweep us off our feet and fulfill our craziest hopes and dreams. I promised you in everything, we talked about boys. Our halfway point at meeting up, we talked about boys. A trip to Chicago to see friends, we talked about boys. A trip to the UP, we were still talking about boys. Hundreds of FaceTimes and phone calls, boys. We were always talking about boys. Granted, there were other things, but mostly boys. I love you. Now, among all of these talks of boys, Miranda dated one or two other guys, maybe a few more, I don't know. But thankfully, none of those boys that Miranda came across were ever as amazing or as loving as what Austin is. And because I love her, I always told her whether they were good enough for her. So, when I received a FaceTime last October with Miranda going, okay, so I've been talking to this guy, and his name is Austin, I immediately stalked his social media. Like, in that instant, we were on FaceTime, I was like, nope, I gotta see who this guy is. So, I'm not gonna lie. The moment that I go on your social media, I looked at her, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's the first guy that I haven't automatically hated. Like, I kinda like him. And then 2 nights later, I actually had a dream about you too. I actually had a dream of this moment, of me standing here, giving this speech, looking at all of you, watching the love in between your eyes. And it was in that moment that I had that dream that my gut knew that Austin was Miranda's person. I met him 2 months later on Miranda's birthday, and my heart knew, and my head knew that he was her person. And ever since then, his love and attention towards her has amazed me, especially as it has spilled over to me. To date, my favorite examples are pizza rolls he made for me at 2 a.m. because I wanted to go home instead of stay here after vacation. But that is very closely followed by him randomly yelling his very strong opinions across the room while we're on FaceTime or just randomly showing up in the picture. Through the ups and downs, I never doubted for a moment that you two were created for one another. Austin, by your side, I have watched my best friend bloom beautifully into the woman she was designed to be. And I can't wait to watch not only who you become as a couple, but how each of you spur the other on to be the best versions of who you're designed to be. So to close, I want to end with a very, very paraphrased version of a verse that summarizes how I'm feeling in this moment. Plus, it's one that people told me it's not in many weddings, so there we go. It is John 3:29. The verse says this: the bride belongs to the bridegroom, and the friend who attends the bride waits and listens for her. And she's full of joy when she hears her bride's voice. And that joy is mine, and now it's complete. So happy first day as man and wife to you too. May the joy of this day only be a glimpse of all that is to come.
Yes, Ron. I just want to thank everybody that made it out here and all the support and help to get this thing going. And none of you don't know me, I'm Austin's younger and better looking brother. When Austin and Miranda said they wanted to have their wedding at their house, I thought they were crazy. But here we are today, a beautiful wedding, a beautiful bride, but still two crazy people. I think I speak for both my siblings and I when I say that we did not think this day would come. We just figured Austin would be a 40-year-old bachelor. And then there was also the near-death experience a while back. You know, the one where he prayed for me at my wedding. I almost had to kill him. But luckily he survived that and electrocution. Not nearly as dangerous, but needless to say, Lane's legs are just as soft as my wife's. Austin, you've always been there for me and have been a great big brother. I've always admired your patience when coaching and teaching. I mean, I may be the better athlete, but still is nothing to you if you can't teach your skill. You're probably the reason I am the way I am. Miranda, you're a beautiful inside and out. I'm so happy for you to be a part of the family. You and Austin work so well together, and I have enjoyed watching you two grow closer. The fact that you are a nurse also is a plus because we're pretty accident prone. And I'll close quick. Marriage is not about finding someone you can live with, but it's about finding someone you can't live without. And I think you two found each other.